Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on Automation with another challenge. You guys challenged me to try and build a full-size estate car using an engine that was a litre or less. And I'm going to see how sort of well performance-wise this estate car can do. After the V8 Smart Car, admittedly the version in the Assetto Corsa did not drive very well, but the V8 Smart Car on here went around the test track very quickly. I think it went around as quick as a McLaren SLR. So, yeah, I'm wondering just how much speed we can get out of our estate vehicle. This is the car that we are going to be working on. It is ginormous, and it's not likely to be particularly light, really. I'm going to try and make the car as small as possible in the vague hope of saving a little bit of weight here and there. I am also going to I want to make these wheel arches as large as I can because I want the tyres. Equally, I don't quite want them like that, though. That is a little bit on the silly side. So, we're going to go for... That's going to be good enough, I think, for our estate car. And remember, this is going to have it's going to have a 1 litre engine inside the vehicle. That is a very, very small engine for a car like this. Now, we're not going to, again, I'm going to kind of stick with middle-of-the-road stuff. I want the car to be vaguely affordable. The reason why I'm not going to touch the quality slider. Okay, yes, you can put it up to the top and you will get a bit more performance from bits and pieces, but that's an incredibly quick way to make vehicles absurdly expensive. Yes, I know I'm playing this in sandbox mode, etc., but... yeah, for kind of the sake of fairness and sort of interestingness as well with this stuff, we're not quite going to go completely bonkers with that. I'm going to try and, if we can get it under 10,000, I would be happy. That's how much the V8 Smart Car costs. So we're going to see if we can get some decent performance without costing too much. Now we are going to want to have a hope. Well, we could do with having some lightness with the body. We don't really want to go for steel because, admittedly, that's what this sort of era of vehicle would have been made with. I would go with AHS steel. I'm not quite sure what the AHS stands for. However, it is lighter than the other one, so that's what we're going to go for here. Engine placement is not really going to matter. The engine's tiny. This thing has got a humongous bonnet. We're going to fit the engine in, absolutely no problem. We may as well go for front longitudinal. We will go for double wishbone suspension all around. We're not quite... We shall go for pushrod suspension on our massive estate car. No, it's going to start getting very, very expensive, I would imagine, with those stuff. Equally, we don't quite want leaf springs on the car. We're going to stick with double wishbones. That's sort of suited the smart car pretty well. Now, what are we going to do about the panel material? Now, fiberglass is kind of good for low weight. It is limited production, not too worried. Not many people are going to buy a 1 litre estate car, so I think we'll probably be okay with going fiberglass. Again, keep the weight down on this one. It's relatively inexpensive as well. Okay, now we definitely need some much larger wheels in the... Utterly ridiculous. I do wonder what size tyres we can get on this car. Headlights. What are we going to do for headlights on this? I'm kind of not liking the curved ones so much for this. We're having like a couple of these look okay for the vehicle. I don't know. I'm not sure I like them particularly. I kind of wanted sort of some large, quite square headlights. The entire car is pretty much just... It can be drawn on an Etch-a-Sketch. Just about. Okay, no, admittedly there's a slight curve to the rear, but other than that it could pretty much be drawn. That might be what I want. That looks like that could work quite nicely on there. Yeah, I think I'll take that for the front of the vehicle. It's not going to be the most exciting looking car, let's face it. What can we have on the back? Shall we go for... No, not a fan of the tail lights. What have we got that will work on this car? Again, I'm kind of sticking with quite rectangular bits and pieces. Not quite sure position-wise where I want them. Quite like them up there. We're also going to have a little problem with the exhausts. just realised. Okay, they'll do. Oh, indicators. Well, I'll get to exhaust in a minute. You'll see why I've got some. We're going to have some problems. Indicators on the side. Grills. Now we're not going to have to. I don't think worry too much about crazy cooling. This engine, I'm hoping, is going to be half decent. Going to do some half decent performance. However, it's not going to be a 2,000 horsepower V8 engine in it. So we're probably not going to need too much in the way of cooling. My plan for the grills, if we have like a double grill, because I think like one grill wherever I position it here is going to look a bit odd. In fact, this grill might be a little wide. Wait, hold on, I've got to clear the tick up there. My bad. And because the front of the car is so wide, just having this sort of double grill is going to be more than enough. That's 651 coolings. I'm not quite sure what cooling is measured in, but yeah, there's going to be plenty of cooling going. From some angles, I don't like it. From there, it's actually not too bad. That's from the dead-on front angle. Is it'll do. I think, yeah, okay, I can deal with that. There's no need to go around and add any more. You know, you could add in kind of vents around over here somewhere-ish if you needed more cooling for bits and pieces. But there's no need on this car. We're not going to need that, so I'm not going to bother with it. Do we go for... I mean, we could go for then almighty... Actually, can we go... No, we can't make the wing any taller. We do need to make the wing a lot wider, but we can have the... No, I don't think we need... We're not going to need a wing, I don't think, on this one. Let's face it, this is not going to be twitchy. Not like the stupid smart car. You're not going to have a very twitchy vehicle when it's this sort of size. We could go for a bonnet scoop on the... Actually, no, we could not necessarily go for it. Not for a bonnet. Oh dear, we've broken the bonnet. That's not quite what we want to do. You could kind of just go for a little bit more. Just sort of... Oh, okay, careful now. Just try to give the car a little bit more... Yeah, actually, I quite like that. It just gives it a little bit more a change of elevation, because it is such a square vehicle. It's completely and utterly square. That I actually... Yeah, I quite like that on there. It just changes the lines ever so slightly around the bonnet. I get that you could probably do that. Can we? Oh, we can put the stuff on the roof. Oh, come on now. There we go. You could add that on the roof if you wanted to. I didn't actually know you could put the stuff up here. I'm not going to. We could have a roof scoop on a... Right, okay, I'm curious now. Bonnet. Is this the one that I'm thinking it is? Will a roof scoop actually add cooling? It will! You can have like a mega roof scoop on a car. Oh, there we go. Mega roof scoop on the estate car. I don't think it's quite in... There we go. That has a sizable amount of cooling, actually. I'm impressed. Yeah, not going to need it. It's just experimenting with stuff. Door handles. Yes, they would be quite important. Can we have a button? Yes, you shall get into the car by pressing... Oh, is that supposed to be like a key? Oh, it is. Okay, I take back my jokes. That's... Okay, that's quite cool that we now have that. I don't know when that was added, but that is quite cool. Well, we're still on handles, aren't we? So we can have you can have a separate key, separate kind of unlock bit. A lot of these do already come with the slots and so on, but that's a pretty nifty little feature. Again, if you want to do more sort of customizing of the vehicle yourself, I'm just going to sort of slap on the handles around here. Ah, it mirrors them as well. Awesome. Okay, that will be them done. They're done. Right, exhaust. I was going to say, get to this point. Now, the issue I have with the exhaust is you can... Let's say we want to go for this one here. You can't place them down here because of the chrome bumper. You can't place them underneath, I don't think. No, you can't place them underneath, which means you have to put them up here. Now, as you will notice, the only bits that we can put them on are, well, the boot. And when you go to open the boot, the exhausts would go with it. So this is not particularly safe. Okay, this is not going to be particularly safe on this vehicle. In fact, oh no, that's not the right button. I pressed the wrong button. I'm an idiot. I wanted this one here. There we go. We don't have quite crazy number of exhausts. We can either go for having it in the middle or having it at either side. But either way, we've still got the hole that the exhausts are stuck in the boot. So, yeah. Or we could go for the might as well just stick the exhausts coming out. So, GTA cars have got some crazy exhaust positions on the on the back of them. Which one is it? Is the Cheetah's exhaust coming out really high up at the back? I don't remember. But, yeah, okay, I'll have them in the low down in the middle. It's the best I can do as far as exhaust placement goes. Right. Lips, I don't really... Actually, what we could maybe... I've never really been very good at adding these in and kind of getting them right and to do what I want them to do. I guess we could... no, I kind of want you to go... oh dear, that's... kind of looks like I've given it a diffuser. I was wondering if I could put that in there and then... Oh, no, we're going to break it, I suspect, trying to do this. Yeah, I don't think it's too happy going there. I wondered if you could put that in there and then have the exhaust attached to that, but no, you can't. So we just have to leave them where they are. And final finishing touches, we shall go for the badges. Is that going to sit nicely on there? No, not really. Bugger, you're going to have to sit on... oh, God, don't go through the car. Oh, you can't put it to either side. That's a little bit... of a shame. It's going to have to sort of sit on the top there because I haven't got anywhere else to put the badge on the front. Never mind, and then we can sit at the back there. I guess I could probably make the front badge smaller, couldn't I? Keep forgetting that you can make the bit smaller. Okay, it's going to be oh no, oh no, no, that's not good, that's gone wrong. Go back up there. I meant to click on that. No, okay, well the badge I think is going to have to stay on the top because I'm breaking things now. There we go. Maybe we should just... No, let's ignore that. We'll get rid of that badge. Okay, it's not going to have a badge on the front. There we go. It's an estate car. I think it looks pretty good, apart from the wheels. The wheels are hideous. Well, I say hideous, they just don't really fit the arches yet. We can fix that. We can fix that later. And, of course, colours, it must be in orange. Shall we go for... I don't quite like matte orange. Matte orange doesn't quite work. We'll go for a slightly lighter shade of orange. We'll keep it rear-wheel drive. We shouldn't have a problem with it being overly twitchy. Four-wheel drive, I imagine, will be slightly heavier. Yeah, weight high. So, oh no, sorry, we've got all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive for off-roading, all-wheel drive for kind of normal road. You're still better for off-roading than rear-wheel drive, but yeah, both of them are heavier, so we won't bother with that. We shouldn't have well, who knows how many issues we're going to have with traction. Now, our choices, I guess I could go for an inline, like a tiny inline six. I can't say I've ever actually really played around with the inline sixes on here, so that's what we're going to do. Do we go AISI, sorry, or aluminium? Probably not a huge amount of difference between these two. Which one is cheaper? The aluminium one is cheaper but slightly heavier. We'll go with this. I think this is the same I went with the previous, the smart car pretty much. Okay, I've got to make that a teensy-weensy bit smaller down here. And oh, there we go. Okay, it is under a litre, this inline six. Okay, I've no idea how much power we're going to get out of this tinier an engine. We will go with dual overhead cam again. While this is going to cost a little bit, we are still wanting to get as much performance out of it as we can. If we need to save some money, we can come back later on. Crank, we'll go with forged steel, and again I think we'll go with... I don't think we quite need to worry about going for the titanium. However, we are still going to want to get some decent RPM out of these, so we will stick all with these RPMs. We want high, we'll stick with forged in there as well. Okay, we'll come back and fiddle about with all of this stuff when we have the engine sorted. We have actually a few styles on here. What should we go for? Sure, we'll go with that one. And we can go for chrome. We can go for shiny engine. There we go. That's the cover that we want, though. Right, turbocharger. Going to be the best way to get more and more power out of this. I don't actually quite know what difference these bits make. One's slightly more expensive than the other. Doesn't quite tell me what the difference, but I'm assuming that one's a bit better. So, there we go. Intercooler, we'll go with the water. We'll go with water air as large as we can get it, pretty much. Race on there, but I'll probably end up tinkering with all of that as well when the time comes. Again, we want to direct injection, throttle per cylinder. Again, we're trying to get as much performance out of this engine. We'll keep it on super. We should hopefully be able to get... What do we? I can't remember what we got from the V8. I think it was up towards 9,000. We'll see if it's likely to to blow up or not. We will go... Yeah, we'll try and have it vaguely road legal. We're not going to get more than 500 horsepower. I would very highly doubt, considering this is smaller, sort of considerably smaller than the V8 we had. And that got, what did I get, 415? Alright, we will skip the test. We'll just see what we're working with at the moment. 147 horsepower. Actually, for a kind of just thrown together, I'm pretty impressed with 147 horsepower out of that. Where is the... it does not tell us... I don't tell us mile a gallon until we stuck it all in the car. I'm actually, yeah, quite... That's pretty good going for a... I've certainly, like, when chucked stuff together, built worse engines than this one. This might not be too bad an engine by the time that I'm finished with it. I say not too bad an engine. We haven't quite got... I mean, we have... I guess we have quite got silly turbo lag. It's likely... Again, with the way that I'm doing these, we're likely to have quite crazy in the way of turbo lag in these. I'd like it so to be better than the smart car. Oh, careful now. We kind of... Oh, no, we still want to be getting as good a horsepower figures as we can. There's going to be no torque in this thing whatsoever. But there we go. We can, okay, not quite all the way up there. Maybe we can even possibly get it towards 300 horsepower. What does the Ford EcoBoost engine get? I know it's not 300 horsepower. I should have probably looked up the EcoBoost engine. Or we can almost... Okay, how much can we get here before it... Okay, so... Oh, I didn't see that one over there. We can get 10,000 RPM, no problem. That's a lot of RPM from our engine. 264 horsepower at the moment. If we okay, no, so that unhappies all of that. The larger you make it, the you will start losing power. You want to make sure that it's not. The people have said that the turbo wear doesn't actually affect anything. I assume at the moment. I guess that's something that will probably come later on. I still want to try and keep it so that they're not being completely broken. We could do with... Yeah, it's the turbine that's giving us the issue. We want to have that more up there, but that's in the kind of the higher we go with this. It keeps the turbos happy, but then it gives us more and more mega turbo lag. We kind of want to just about... we don't want to lose horsepower. That's probably going to be as good as we can get. If we try and do anything more... I mean, we could... we could get it up to 310 horsepower. But, yeah, that then has all of that quite unhappy. And I can't make them any larger. Now, I think, if I've remembered correctly, if you have bigger engines, you can make these bits larger. It's because I'm working on such a tiny engine. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, 310 horsepower is pretty bloody crazy. On here, let's just go back to the stage where it's happy at. Oh, crap, we've got to keep it back up there again. Shall we go for about 273? Everything else in the engine is mostly happy. Maybe there's a little too much down. There we go. Valve flow is occurring, reducing the engine's reliability. What have I buggered up? That does become a large part in here of find the bit that you have upset when you've been adjusting all of this and try and fix it. I'm not 100% sure what I've done to upset that. Can we... Oh, we're going to be cheeky. We're going to let's just stick that up there some more. Oh, we can go for more here as well. 285 horsepower. Not really... Ah, no, it's fixed all the problems. Yes, I will take 285 horsepower. That will do. It's, again, anything less than about 5,000 RPM, you might as well give up with it. However, once you get past that, it will rocket along. Something spectacular, I suspect. Can we do any more in that? No, that's gonna... Yeah, that's just too much. 10,000 is going to probably be all we can do. We do start losing power anyway. 9,400 RPM is where it's where peak power is. Right, that's going to be our engine. that will be our engine. We can have a play around with it. Test mode, that's what we want. Thank you to the people that told me that this slider here, once you, when you've gone through if you hide the menus, you can actually expand. I did say I would like to have had a slide doing this. Well, you can. So you can see the different sort of stages of the engine. You can look at whichever parts that you want. You can bring it right back down to there if you, well, or we can just have some floating fire. Yeah, you can. It's pretty neat, So you can look at all the little bits working. I love the animations in here, just the engine going and so on. Yeah, so about 5,000 RPM, we're producing 80-ish horsepower. It is very much like the Crazy Smart Car. As we bring it up here, we've got. I think we've got probably slightly less ridiculous turbo lag from this one. I mean, there is less horsepower in general. It's still going to be pretty crazy, let's face it. Not bad though, almost 300 horsepower from a small engine, and this is from me, who doesn't really know very much of what he's doing. So, yeah, okay, that will be our engine. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, now to finish off the rest of the vehicle, we've got to sort out those wheels. Manual gearbox, of course. We'll go for a... do we go for a 5-speed? Yeah, sure. Again, we might kind of keep the money down a little bit. Top speed, 156 miles. That'd be pretty good going if we could kind of... estimated top speed is 142 miles an hour. So, okay, I think the gearing's actually not too bad. Do we want a... that's the off-roading diff. We want... I guess we could probably do with a sporty diff of some sort. Drivability might be... Okay, we'll go for a geared. Drivability might be quite a useful thing to have in in a car like this one. Right, we can sort out our wheels finally. Tyre width. Yes, I want as giant... Holy crap. That is some tyres. There we go. 3.9. That's more like it. Look at them. God, they are. That it looks a hell of a lot better now. I wonder, you might be able to get absurd tyres then if I had the wheel arches at ridiculous sticky outiness. I couldn't think of a right word, so we're going for sticky outiness. My obligatory wheels have gone on. Do we want slightly... can we get that to be slightly bigger? And then, yeah, again, I'm just trying to kind of fill up these giant wheel arches that we've got. That's pretty much as big as it'll go. I'm not sure I quite like those. There we go. 19-inch wheels. Oh, the rear... okay, the rear doesn't quite work as well as I'd hoped. Might have to make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so it looks a little bit silly on the front, but... is a hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. Oh, that's just a tad smaller. Okay, that works for me. I'm pleased with that. Tyre choice. Sports. I can't remember what we went for with the previous one. Probably a good idea to go for... we'll go for medium. Drivability, very high. That's probably going to be helpful. We'll have some nice alloy wheels. Not quite going to go for magnesium, though. Right, brakes. These are going to be important. Shall we go for the 4-piston vented brakes at the front? We're going to want to go quite high on the race side of things here, and size as larger brakes as we can fit on the car. We will go again for the brakes on the back. We still want some drivability. We don't want it to be too... well, I say we don't want it to be too absurd when you've seen the car that we're building here, but you know, we still want it to be drivable at the end of the day. We're not going to do any fancy downforce on the underside of the car. It's a massive estate vehicle. I'm not going to worry too much about any of this. Cooling airflow. Some people suggested that sort of pretty much have as little as possible so you don't increase the drag more than you have to, I believe. So if we kind of stick that down to a level, there we go, that's more than enough for the engine. Let's put it on the safe side. We'll leave it a little margin for error. That should be enough to keep the car cool, not blow up the engine. Right, inside the vehicle. Well, I mean, we might as well go for 5 seats. There's going to be enough space inside there. We will go... we'll have a look how much money. We might as well keep it standard for... how much is... oh, God, that's a lot. Okay, this is a quick one. I didn't realise how expensive this lot here was. Standard one of those. We're probably going to want all of these. Not going to bother with launch control on the car. Standard. 2010s of that, and then we will go to the springs. We could go for some active sport suspension on the car. What's got some of the best sportiness and drivability? We want good sportiness on the car. Well, Yeah, let's go for that. We'll see how we're doing. How we're doing money. Oh God. I'm now worried that we're going to have. It's going to come out really, really ridiculously expensive. No, it's at 12,000. 12,009. It's still not bad. Still not bad at all. Hey, it gets better miles a gallon than the V8 smart car. Fantastic. Okay, I think this thing, this sort of bit here, it was. Wait, where was the other one? Was it? I don't know. This stuff here you could spend a fortune on. It's a little more expensive than I would have ideally. Like these were. It's not quite a big enough difference to really want to go back and. No, I wanted to keep it under 10,000. I'm not sure though. I really want to lose any of the bits that I've done to the car. I bet the brakes were bloody expensive on here. How much were? Yeah, we're going to need them. Bugger it. You know what? Screw it. I'm forgetting my own rules. 13,000 is not too bad. Not too bad a production cost, considering drivability considerably better than the previous car. I mean, it's under 20, but it's, twice as good as the V8 Smart car, which is progress, I would say. Sportiness is pretty decent on here. Comfort, perhaps not so much. Prestige, well, there's nobody else going to be with a 1-litre inline-6 turbocharged monster of an estate car. So, I mean, it's going to be rare. Not sure about prestigious. Safety is okay, I guess. Practicality is also, not bad. Let's face it, it's a giant car. Again, reliability is the vehicle's strongest trait. I do like that. I do like that. I build these cars reliable. You're more likely to be killed than the car, I think. It is probably, that should be the motto for me building cars on automation, I think. That is very much the case with this stuff. 285 horsepower, tiny inline 6. Now comes the big question. The big question is, how quick will this go around the Top Gear track? Let's set the car off on its run. Now, the V8 Smart car, amazingly, somehow the driver managed to keep that monstrosity under control around here. Did a lap time is a 1 minute 20, I think, a very low 1 minute 20. Let's have a look at some of the stats on the car here while he's going around. 0 to 60 is 9.1 seconds. Considering this car was almost 2 tons, that's pretty good performance figures. 9.1 seconds. Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound much compared to, little lightweight sports cars. However, for a giant estate car with such a piddly engine, that could be a lot worse. Top speed 140, let's call it 144 miles an hour is... Yeah, that's not bad. 144. Again, the giant estate car has pretty much got a flat front. It's not exactly the greatest shape for cutting through the air. How is our driver managing around here? It's not crashed off. It would be quite amusing to have, if you've built just a horrendously awful car, just have it spin wildly out of control halfway around the lap because the driver can't keep it together. Right, we've got a couple more corners to go. I have, this time around, I've been prepared. I've got a list of the Top Gear lap times ready on my phone so we can see where the mighty estate car will finish. So there we go. That is the lap. I think if we go track, there we go. Track stats, a 129.2. It is indeed slower than the V8 Smart car. That's not a surprise, though. It's pretty much twice the weight of that thing with less horsepower. However, it's lap time, 29.2. Let's have a quick scroll through here. Where would our 1-litre estate car? Okay, 29.2. It would go faster than a Range Rover Sport, faster than a Subaru Impreza WRX, faster than a Ford Focus RS Mark II. It is the same lap time as a BMW M5. Admittedly, the M5 was in the wet, so I think we'll get that to the BMW. It is fractionally down on Alpina Z8 Roadster, and Lamborghini Murcielago is only 0.2 of a second faster, but again, that was in the slight damp. There we go. For a 1-litre estate car, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's actually turned out quite nicely. Yeah, 285 horsepower, and a little more expensive than I would have liked. Could go back and faff about and find ways to reduce the cost of all of it. But yeah, that's a bit more performance than I was expecting. I feared it might be a lot more awful than it actually is. It's worked out quite nicely. I like this car. This might be the sensiblest, stupidest thing I've ever built on this game. But there we go. That is it for this this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.